Now, from the Columbia Basin, your local news source, this is iFiber One News, presented in high definition. The #1 source for real-time local news, local sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. With your iFiber One News team, reporting news in real time as it's happening. From the iFiber Communications HD broadcast studio in Ephrata, Washington, this is iFiber One News, and it starts now.
Welcome to iFiber One News. I'm Cody Johnson with news from around the Columbia Basin for Monday, December 3rd. Tonight we report on Mattawa's quest to find a new police chief and hear how as many as 60,000 people across Washington might see their unemployment benefits end along with the year 2012. We'll hear how the Moses Lake School District is enlisting the public to help solve the growing problem of overcrowding. And we'll bring you some news from across the state. In sports, we have some Seahawk highlights for those of you who have Dish Network and weren't able to see the game on Sunday. For our spotlight story tonight, we'll tell you about one tree among many that was auctioned off for a doubly good cause at the Habitat for Humanity's Festival of Trees on Saturday. And we have the latest weather forecast for the Columbia Basin from the iFiber One Weather Center. First up tonight, the city of Mattawa is considering 4 applicants for the position of police chief. A national hiring firm was used to help the city find and screen the applicants who hail from Indiana, New Mexico, Wilbur, and Ellensburg. Mattawa Mayor Judy Esser reportedly said she plans to involve the city council in making the final decision, although no timetable was given. In August, former Ephrata Police Chief Joe Varick was hired to help restructure the Mattawa Police Department after Chief Steve Jensen was placed on administrative leave. Jensen later resigned after 14 years with the city. Mattawa officials called for an outside audit in July to review administrative issues at the department, including unsecured evidence. As many as 60,000 Washingtonians will be cut off from unemployment benefits when a federal program ends on December 29th. Since it was activated in 2008, the Emergency Unemployment Compensation Program has paid more than $5.6 billion in benefits to more than 407,000 jobless workers in Washington state, according to the Employment Security Department. During much of the recession, most unemployment workers could qualify for up to 99 weeks of benefits, including regular benefits, emergency unemployment compensation, and extended benefits. Due to the state's improved unemployment rate, extended benefits shut off last April. After the new year, only regular benefits will be available for most Washington workers. Congress extended the emergency compensation program 10 times in the past 4 years, but there's no indication it will be extended again. The 18th Annual Agricultural Appreciation Parade and Street Party brought hundreds of people to downtown Moses Lake last Friday. The nighttime holiday parade paid tribute to the area's agricultural heritage with illuminated farm equipment, floats, and horseback riders making their way around the crowded city center. The event is sponsored by the Moses Lake Business Association and has become a holiday tradition for Moses Lake and Laketown Landing businesses. If you missed out or if you were there and want to see it all again, we do have a highlight reel of scenes from the night on our website, ifiber1.com, and we want to thank Ryan Lancaster for putting that together for us. So what's the secret to keeping needles on your Christmas tree all the way through the holidays? Well, an internationally recognized tree expert says people can skip the tricks and focus on one simple ingredient: water. Washington State University plant pathologist Gary Chase-Tegner says most people don't realize how much water a tree can take up once it's indoors. As a general rule, for each inch of stem diameter, the tree will need a quart of water per day. The average 4-inch diameter tree needs at least a gallon of water a day. He says research has found that adding commercial additives, sugar, 7-Up, bleach, or other home remedies that supposedly make the tree drink provides no actual benefit. All that's needed is a fresh cut that removes about a 1/4 inch of the base before putting it into the stand and keeping the stand filled so the water level never gets below the baseline of the tree. Chase Tegner says about 1/3 of the nearly 36 million Christmas trees harvested nationwide each year are grown in Washington and Oregon. I didn't know that. The Quincy City Council approved the purchase of an application that allows residents to submit comments and complaints to the city on their smartphones. The app is expected to go live in January and lets users give feedback about issues like graffiti and potholes via their smartphone devices. The council first discussed the mobile application in October and decided to go ahead with the purchase in their last meeting. The application will cost the city $4,000 for the initial setup, then $2,600 for the next 2 years. The State Department of Corrections is looking for more people with arrest warrants. Each of the people you see here have warrants for their arrest and are wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the DOC asks that you not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m. We'll be right back after these messages with the latest from our iFiber One Weather Center.